Richard Rebuffo.
Hello. So what's nice about this competition so far that I've seen is the fact that all of us seem to be very, very different in style. I think one of the coolest things about these competitions is that you see all these different styles come up and perform. Everything from the fun costumes, the cool props, to just trying to keep it simple. And I'm sure those who come up and do something also just as awesome. For me, I'm working on just trying to keep it a little bit simpler. So I figured we'd start with an examination of one of you, because I'm way too complicated. So let's see. From where somebody is sitting, you don't have to get up and join me up here or anything. Can I get a volunteer to let's explore your life just for a moment? Ralph. All right. Ralph?
Yes.
This is your life.
I'm a square, yeah.
Yes. You're a bunch of squares, empty until now. Here we go. So we know whose life this is. This is Ralph's life, right? Now, Ralph, each of these little squares, they represent a moment in your life when you had to make a choice. I'm going to fill all those little boxes with numbers. Each number represents the choice that you made that was a turning point in your life. We need to find a number that represents who you are as a person. So why don't we go with your birthday? Just give us the last two digits of the year you were born, so we don't know your exact age. Just the last 2 digits. Not yet, though. Wait for me to start writing. After I start writing numbers down in all the boxes, after you see me write, then you can at any point shout out the last 2 digits of the year that you were born. Does that sound good? Is that fair?
Oh, very fair.
Very fair, very good. All right, so here we go. So at any point from now, you may shout out numbers.
51.
51. I wrote that in a circle so we won't forget it. There we go. Just wrote in that little box there. All right, so this is what we have. So I put a bunch of random numbers all over these boxes. Your number up here is 51. Now, in all these random boxes, in the individual boxes, do you see your number in any individual single box?
No.
No. Do you know why? Because not one choice defines who you are. We're a culmination of all of our choices. Every choice we made has brought us to where we are today. Which is why when you start looking at the big picture, the grand scheme, you start to see how everything begins to add up. So you'll notice that 31, that's 32 plus 12 plus 7 equals 51. I'll try and do this a little faster for you. You can always check my math later because then we have to go for drinks afterwards, so I want to get through this quickly. This row also equals 51. That's a 33, by the way. And those also equal 51. That would be cool. What's even cooler is, if you look at here, Ralph, all of these also equal your magic number, the number that makes up you. Well, it's not just up and down, left and right. Life's a little more complicated than that. You can even go across the universe here, and you'll still find Ralph. 7, 30, 4, and 10 equals 51. 3, 8. So another 3 and 9. 31 again. also equals 51. We can go to travel the 4 oceans. And all of those will also equal 51. We can even look right in the center of your heart, and we will find Ralph. Thank you. And just for giggles, you can also travel to the 4 quarters of the earth to 31, 7, 9, and 4 also equals Ralph's magic number, which means, Ralph, you are meant to be here tonight. Every choice you have made has led to right now, this moment, and you know what? I wouldn't change a thing. Give Ralph a hand. I'll even let you keep this if you'd like it. I can leave it up here for you to take.
Well, no.
Yes, exactly. All right. And now we just have this one here. So we've talked about choices, the idea of choice, the idea of chance and randomness. Now we're going to talk about destiny and fate. Those are two different things, chance and destiny. Let's see. Anybody else in the audience, you can stay where you are. You don't have to come up. Would anybody else like to volunteer from your seat? Anybody? This doesn't count as my time, by the way, me waiting on people to volunteer. Pierre, all right, Pierre. Pierre, under your chair, okay. Pierre, under your chair, happens to be 2 invisible dice. Please grab those invisible dice under your chair.
Okay.
Good. Now, on the chair next to you, just shake them up and roll the dice onto those chairs. While you're doing that, I'm going to make a little prediction over here. With I have 10 random cards. I'll keep this close to me so you can't see it. Now, Pierre, what 2 numbers came up when you rolled those dice?
4 and 1.
A 4 and a 1. Now, would you like to roll again? Those dice could be loaded.
Sure.
Stay. We always begin our journey to north on my little joker. What numbers do we have now?
6 and a 2.
6 and a 2. Would you like to roll again? The choice is yours.
Sure.
All right. So this doesn't count as my time.
Yeah, it does.
Here we go. How about now? Would you like to stick with this number?
4 and a 3 is 7.
4 and a 3. Okay. Would you like to stick with that number?
Sure.
Here we go. So if we add those 2 numbers up, I forgot to ask you, do you believe in fate and destiny?
You have to.
You have to, especially after this. You won't have much of a choice. This is so amazing. So we add those up. What do we have?
You know all the numbers?
No, just the last 2 that you rolled when you
So
stopped.
7.
A 7. So, it's very, yeah, this might work. Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
Right there. There's 7 of clubs. Now, you rolled again. You had the option of stopping earlier. You could have rolled again another time. Even if I went overtime, it's okay. It's your choice. I have no control over what you would have rolled. If you went with one of those other numbers, like the 6 and the 2 from before, you were laying on the jack. One of those other numbers you were laying over here, but instead, you insisted on stopping at the 7, which is the 4 and the 3. So you have to ask yourself, sometimes, is it fate? Is it destiny? Or is it somebody behind the scenes pulling the strings?